Hello, hello, hello. Janelle here, and we have a lot of MMA news to talk about these last few weeks. I haven't done anywhere like the last year and a half, right? So I feel like everything that I would have done in the last year and a half has been happening in the last 2 months, and I'm actually quite tired, ready to go ahead and settle back in and figure out how I'm going to re-enter back into life. That's a topic for another video because, like I said, a lot of MMA news to talk about. So please go ahead and hit the like button. Please go ahead and subscribe. Please go ahead and comment so we can get all of this conversation going. You have to follow me on all platforms so you can get all of my content. That's on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all of that, Facebook. You have to follow me everywhere so you can get all my content, like when I do additional last minute picks that I don't do on this platform, which I did this past Saturday. I made 2 picks, the top 2 cards on the UFC Fight Night Vegas 31. I went 1 for 1, so 500. I'll take that. Let's go ahead and get into it. First up, did not get this pick. I chose Marion Renault to beat Meisha Cupcake Tate. She's returning after almost 5 years of not fighting, and she won the fight. I was looking to, that inactivity. Plus, she even said herself that she was done with fighting. She had lost her lust for it. So, Marianne, this was her last fight. We'll get into that a little bit more later. And she's a ranked opponent. Never an easy go, never been finished until now. So not only did Meisha become the first woman to come back after this much time to win a fight, she's the first woman to also finish Marion Renault as well. This was a good fight. Marion was in there. She landed some fights, some shots with the stand-up game, but it was Meisha Tate coming forward, pressing up against the cage, leaning on her, and eventually taking her down at the end of the first round. Also again in the second round and busting her up with the ground and pound. And in the third round, she was able to take her down, turn her over with the shots, black until the ref stopped that fight. TKO finish for Meisha Cupcake Tate. She looked good. Like I said, her body looked good. She looked strong. I was looking to see that cardio. She got stronger as the fight went on. She did start a little, she seemed a little less sharp in that first round than she did in that, the third round, a little bit more decisiveness in that third round. I don't know if that's ring rust, probably a little bit of that going there, but she looked good. She looked good. I believe she had a baby like a year ago or something like that. So it's nice to see her back. I like having her back in the division with her name, with her having a fan base, a following. The 135, oh my God, so I got so much to talk about. I'm getting tongue-tied already. The 135-pound women's bantamweight division needs her back. It can use the shot of energy, the shot of excitement. Like she said, I am not here to stay. I am not here to play. I am here for that belt. As you know, the current champion, Miss Amanda Nunes, she got her belt from Meisha. And it was not a competitive fight. She beat her down to the ground and then she submitted her, right? So I like to see her back. I'm excited for her being back. Welcome back, Meisha Cupcake Tate. Now, Marion, thank you. She did leave her gloves in the octagon. I believe she's 43, 44 years old. And just a little quick on her story. When she got into the UFC, before she did, Dana White said, like, kind of publicly told her that she was too old. I believe she was like 38, something like that at the time. And she said she was too old. She fought her way, got back in the UFC, went on her winning streak, and Dana White publicly had to apologize and say that he was wrong to say that. So she is part of that crew of women who changed Dana White's in a lot of people's minds as with women's MMA, period. Whether or not they can be competitive, whether or not they can be just as exciting, and whether or not age-wise they could still compete as late. Because as we know, the average woman's MMA career is shorter. They just don't seem to be able to last as long. So her being like 43 years old, I don't know if that's, I'm pretty sure it's not a record. Let me know if it is. But like I said, tearing down some of those stereotypes and those barriers. So again, thank you for everything that you've done, Miss Marianne Renault. Now, on to the main event, and I got this pick. I chose Islam Makhachev. Makhachev. Oh, yeah. I chose him to beat Thiago Moises, and he did. This ended in the 4th round. Thiago landed some shots standing, but you know his wheelhouse is on the ground too with the grappling, with the jiu-jitsu. But unfortunately, that's also Islam's wheelhouse. And so eventually he did get taken down, I believe, in every single round. Correct me if I'm wrong. Islam was able to mount some ground and pound. He did bust him up. He did have him bleeding, and he did finish him. He snatched up that neck. He snatched him up. He was on Thiago's back, and Thiago was on his stomach. So he was on top of him. We couldn't quite see the hand slip underneath it, but we kind of knew what was going on. So we were like, yeah, we think he's got it. We think he's got it. As soon as he turned over and we saw that he's got it, he was already So another great win for Islam, great finish for Islam, and it was a good fight. There was some reverses. Thiago did go for some submissions, a leg lock at one point. Islam went for an armbar at the last minute, almost got it after busting him up. So there was some exciting moments throughout this entire fight, because he does kind of get that knock of being boring, because he just basically takes you down, ground and pounds you out, and that's it. So I thought this was an exciting fight, and this leads us to a dilemma that we're going to talk about later on. So that's why I'm not even going to ask who would you like to see him fight next. Now, on to my picks for UFC Fight Night Vegas 32, happening, today is Thursday, so happening in a couple of days. This is starting earlier here on the West Coast in Cali. This is going to start at 4 p.m. instead of 7 p.m., so just so you know. Gonna start a little bit earlier. So real quick, as of now, I think these fights are still a go, but please be looking out on those other platforms and stuff for me to make some updates, possibly some prelim picks, some renegs, and all of that nature. That's why you got to follow me everywhere. And again, if you haven't already, please go ahead and like and subscribe and comment and all of that. Really, like only a little bit into this. Oh, okay. Picks. I am choosing Randy Costa to beat Adrian Yanez. I am choosing Macy Barber to beat Miranda Maverick. I'm really going back and forth on this one. And the first one too. That's why I said be looking out for the some possible renegs as well. I'm choosing Darren Elkins to beat Derek Minner. Also close fight. I am choosing Raulian Paiva to beat Kyler Phillips. Also close fight that I'm going back and forth on. So those first 4 fights, look, toss-ups. Should be exciting. Macy, she's on a 2-fight losing streak, I believe, and I want her to get back in that winning category for the sake of the Division 2. I'm always looking for energy and excitement to be shot into those women's divisions all the way through the rankings. So she's got more eyes on her. She's just got more fan base behind her. Like I said, the Giannis fight, all 4 of those fights. Kyler Phillips just came off a really good performance. All of those 4 fights, Darren Elkins, you know, he might be in the winter of his career, especially for those lower weight classes. So again, those first 4 fights, I'm really going back and forth on those. Be looking out for me to possibly renege on those. But now, let's go ahead and talk about this main event. And we're seeing, because he's unranked, so let me go ahead and say the person who's ranked first. We're seeing, I believe, the number third ranked bantamweight, correct me if I'm wrong, Cody Sandhagen, taking on the returning TJ Dillashaw. Like I said, he is unranked. He's been out for almost 2 years due to popping positive. I believe it was IPO. Someone let me know exactly what he popped positive for, but it was an infraction. He has been gone for, like I said, almost 2 years. As far as their size, let's go talk about the fight real quick. As far as the size, you have Cody, he's bigger, he's taller. He's about like a 5 to 6 inch reach advantage. It differs on different platforms. He's got about like a 3-inch reach advantage as far as the legs as well. So he is longer. And as far as the striking ability, I do believe he'll be quicker with the hands. I do believe he might have better footwork as far as footwork that lends itself to striking. Hopefully he's been working on those kicks, but I do understand he'll want to be measured with those kicks because TJ with that wrestling base again. So exciting, so exciting. So I do believe he'll want to keep this standing. I do believe he'll be better with the stand-up game. He has more diversity in his striking. I do believe he'll be a bit faster. You're going to bait him into bad movement, draw him into your power with that footwork. You're going to have to pick your shots with the kicks, but you are going to have to mix it up. You want to take away some of that power from that lead leg from his taking you down, also from his power himself, because TJ has underrated power as well. Let's talk about TJ real quick. I do think you're going to want to take him down. I don't think you want to stand with Cody. Cody's slick, and plus he's got that, like I said, like a 5-6 inch reach advantage with the hands, also reach advantage with the legs. So you're not going to stand in space with him. You're going to want to use your striking ability. You've got some nice kicks as well. You also have nice punching power as well, quick hands as well. Being out for almost 2 years, not fighting in this division, you have to stay sharp. This is a great division. The top of this division it's the top 10, top 15 of the division is stacked. They are sharp, they're fast, great cardio. So for TJ, I'm going to be looking to see where's your cardio at. You're known for good cardio. Is it where it was before? Because you're going to need it to be there for Cody Sandhagen. Protect yourself. Keep them hands up. He will knock you out. Keep those hands up. But get to where your base is. Look, we know you're well-rounded and that you can strike, but with Cody, get to your base, take him down. have him hold your body weight against the cage, drag him down slowly, trick him into bad movement, disguise your takedowns, but you need to get him down to the ground where your base is. I do believe you'll be physically stronger because of the type of fighter you are with that wrestling base. So I do believe you'll be physically stronger than him on the ground. You also have submissions there. Again, I just think you need to take him down to the ground and don't stand in space with Cody Sandhagen. Where is your cardio going to be? I think that TJ is embarrassed. He was one of the fighters that was talking smack when other fighters would pop positive for infractions. He would talk smack. He walked around with the air of, yeah, I'm clean. I do it the good way. I follow all the rules. I'm this, I'm that. He kind of walked around with that air about him. So for me, I feel like he's probably a bit embarrassed. So I think that he's probably stayed in shape. I think that he's probably been training well and kept he was the type of fighter who didn't blow up in between fights. He never had big weight cuts. He's a consummate professional athlete anyway. So I'm going to pick Cody. Don't get overzealous. Don't fight out of character because you want the win so bad because you want to come back in and get back to the belt. But did I say Cody or TJ? I don't know what I said, but I meant TJ if I said Cody. I'm picking TJ Dillashaw to win his return to the UFC again. All right. Now, let's get back to these lightweights because the lightweights are going off online on social media. Everywhere they are talking trash. RDA said he wants Islam Makhachev, and if he gets that win, he wants Khabib. He wants to pull Khabib back out. Khabib is talking about teasing that he might come out. That's why I said with Khabib, this is why I don't talk about Khabib, because he said he's done, don't talk about me. Now he's teasing, he's putting out little feelers and people in his camp are saying things. This is why I don't talk about Khabib. But RDA said if he beats Islam, he wants him. You've got Chandler saying Gaethje has turned him down 3 different times. Gaethje has now responded and says he hasn't turned you down 3 different times. In fact, that he wanted to fight you earlier, but then you was waiting out for the title shot, which you got that he thought he should have got. So there's all this drama there. There's also, was that just all the lightweights? Is that it? I think that's all the drama with the lightweights. So. No. Also, we've got more drama with the fallout with Poirier and McGregor 3. McGregor saying that he had some stress fractures before he even came into the fight at period. You know McGregor. McGregor always accepts it like a true champ, like a gentleman, right after the fight. Give it a couple days. After when he lost to Diaz that first time, afterwards he's like, he was the better man and all of that. And then afterwards he was like, I was beating him for the first 8 rounds. For the first 8 minutes. It's like, Connor, what happened to accepting it like a champ? Same thing here. At first, let me give him some credit. The second fight, he accepted like a champ and then made some excuses. This time he didn't accept like a champ. He immediately started talking smack. So you know what, Connor? At least this time you didn't do the flip-flop. You just started talking smack from the beginning about old boy's wife and all of that. And now, of course, you're saying that you had some stress fractures. So let me know what you guys think about that. Do you believe him? Do you think he had the stress fractures? There's really no way to tell. Dustin Poirier was saying that he could see the look in his eyes, that he could see that he couldn't take the power, like he couldn't take it in the second fight, and that he was almost done. Had it gone on, and he sat there and exchanged with him. Dustin saying that he would have beat you anyway. So again, they're continuing to go back and forth. Gotta love it. So you let me know, again, let's talk about all this news. Let me know how you did on all of your picks for the UFC Fight Night Vegas 31. I haven't seen the entire event yet. I did hear that it was another good event, so I will go back. Let me know all your highlights from that. But of course, let's talk about Meisha Cupcake Tate coming back and Islam getting that finished as well. Let me know how you're doing with your picks for the day after tomorrow's event, and we're seeing the return of TJ Dillashaw after 2 years off and all that smack he talked. Let me know how you feel about all this lightweight drama. Who do you think should be next for Islam? Michael Chandler said that he was ranked number 9. He shouldn't be fighting him. Well, he's ranked number 5 now. Islam is. So Benil's in there as well. So Michael can't say that anymore. What do you think's going on with Gaethje? Dustin and Connor I think Dustin's already going to get the next title shot, but what should go on? Like I said, I think there should be some sort of a 4-man, 6-man tournament since RDA is coming back out of retirement, which I didn't know he was retired. Apparently he's coming out because he wants to fight Islam. So talk to me. All right. Again, if you've been here this long, please thank you for listening to all this news. Please go ahead and follow me everywhere, like and subscribe. Talk to me. Take care.